Hello, and welcome to the first time we are definitely starting tonight.
Absolutely.
Our going super duper well episode
Not a
of Ink of
giveaway.
Fate. This is 100% the beginning of this episode, and absolutely nothing went wrong before this. I am KJ, I am your dungeon master this evening. Let's meet all of our beautiful players. While I put in chat, see? This is what dress rehearsals are for, right? What all your characters are. Let's start with Elizabeth. Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm playing Ada, the tough wizard with a sprinkle of cleric that no one knows about yet.
Beautiful. Nick.
Hello, I'm Nick. I'm playing Cull, the Grim Marauder Fighter.
Thank you. Devil.
I'm Devil, and I am playing Northward, the Tiefling Ranger.
Jay.
I'm Jay. I'm playing Hap, the Squirrel Beastborn Warlock. And, I don't know, I feel bad taking my squirrel back again for the first time
nobody
ever.
on stream heard it. Nobody
Nobody
else
heard
heard
it.
it. We heard it, but nobody else heard it.
But let's just say the ship's gonna got a lot of little teeth marks on it, because squirrels' teeth can grow at 6 inches per year. And I got a lot of wood now. I got a lot of wood to my name I get to use to help with that.
But you're not using
And I got
me.
a buddy. You are a tree to me.
Exactly.
And finally our tech hero for the night, with the patience of a saint, Joanna.
A
I don't know.
tree.
I think the patience of a tree. There we go.
The patience of a tree.
I don't know. I think you all have the patience, and I'm just sitting here going, I don't know how to do that. Can you tell me?
You
For
did
the
it.
first time ever.
Nothing
Anyway,
happened.
hello. I
Nothing
am
happened.
Odrun, the apparently bewildered wicker barbarian. I kind of like that one too, the bewildered barbarian.
Bewildered barbarian. I like it. It flows.
It's a good one. The reluctant bewildered
All right.
barbarian.
Yes, fantastic. I love this lineup, and yeah, we can just act like this. Like, I love the comment from Notorious Navy. There are no tech issues in Bossing Say. There are no tech issues. Absolutely no tech issues happen ever. Nothing bad
No
happens
tech
on this
issues
stream.
in
Nobody
Bossing.
messes up. Nobody forgets how to do things.
No computer just decides to yeet the sound. Like,
Ink of Fate is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure set in the dark primal world of Grimnir. It is based on the Arcanum Worlds module Raiders of the Serpent Sea. This campaign will feature homebrew from that, along with a little bit of sprinkle of well, actually, it's technically not. Well, it's a little bit homebrew. Some optional rules for lingering injuries, plus some homebrew to make it more flavorful. So, these players are just getting started with exploring the effect that has on things. Let's do a quick recap of what got us to this point now that people can hear. So, you all got your ship, the Grimalkin?
Yes.
Did I get it?
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
the Grimalkin.
Grimalkin.
Man, we should delay the start of stream every time because it gives me a chance to practice like all the things that I tend to mess up, and then I can just have it fresh in my mind. And we should just do that every time.
Yeah.
Practice beforehand.
Oh, except I didn't say anything about Grimnir. Grimnir is a. We could start over. We could do this again. This could be like
Oh my
rehearsal number
gosh.
2.
Keep it rolling. Power through.
Come on, we can do it.
One take.
Grimnir is a primal Viking-inspired, though not necessarily Viking historically accurate setting. So do not expect it to be perfectly historically accurate because we are certainly taking liberties with the lore. Grimnir is entering its 3rd year of this mysterious winter that just doesn't seem to end. Despite the actual weather that I'm getting outside, it's hot, it's humid, it's gross. It's like my phone, when your phone says, you know, it's 93, but it feels like 107, then it's like, oh, I kind of wish I was on Grimnir. Grimnir is also full of raiding clans that all raid each other's settlements for glory and power, and to appease the gods who are known as the Stone Court. There we go. we're back. We're back, everyone. We are on track. I sure hope I mentioned that my name is KJ and I'm your dungeon master
You did.
because that's who I am. Okay, just making sure. Because like sometimes you do things multiple times. Like, did I say it this time? Okay, so you are all aboard the Grimalkin. You had a few interesting encounters. You had Northra pick up a wolf pup, that weird, mysterious creature only associated with hell and the underworld. You had Ada, who picked up a little bit of power from some mysterious source that she's not currently sharing with the rest of the party. We'll see how that pans out. And you were, most importantly, ambushed by a small group of raiders from the War Clan who seem to be targeting you for whatever reason. It might have to do with your mission of taking young Siobhan up to the Seers up north at the Well of Wisdom. Might have to do because, I don't know, like, the goddess Hel and the wolves told them to do something. Who knows why they have beef with you. You did find out that their Linyal, their leader, is up north at Rockpike raiding a Vaendor settlement. So there's some kind of conflict up there. So if you have beef with the war, you can always go there. And beyond that, you have the whole Serpent Sea at your disposal, though your prime mission does remain getting Siobhan to the Well of Wisdom way up in the north. So...
And hitting my homeland in the meantime.
Yes, that is another thing that does seem to be on the agenda. There's very strong indications that things are not well in I forgot your character's name for a second. Odrun's home settlement of Falagur, home of the Orn clan. Things might not be well at home. So that's definitely on the way. So I believe the last things that we established were that you had just thrown. Let me start that track from the beginning, so at least sounds normal. Here we go. So you had thrown the war.
Just a little.
Cool.
Sorry, not to interrupt your.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. No, you're good. Like, it's genuinely difficult to see, and like sometimes it's like louder for you all than it is for the stream. Like I'll go back on the VODs and I'm like, no, it was way louder for us. But yeah, like if it's ever too loud or too soft, I can always rebalance it. So yeah, the war raider that you were interrogating has been thrown overboard, making his way to shore. He's probably fine, and you'll probably never see him again.
And his name is Alvin, and we knew his name the whole time. Just so you know, we knew Alvin's name the whole time.
Is it Alvin or Alvis?
I thought it was Alvin.
You said
Alvin.
I heard
Alvin. Sure.
Well,
Alvin
there you
works.
go. I knew it.
It was Alvin.
It's because we totally knew it.
Yeah, his name was definitely Alvin.
Definitely. Oh yeah, we asked.
Yep.
We had a whole introduction before we decided not to kill him.
Let's see. One other notable thing that that happened as you were interrogating him is Ada took her Tuss form in front of the crew. Tuss in this setting. Well, you can kind of see from some of their reactions. Tiff and Taff seem to like be up against the other side of the ship, just kind of silently staring. Hurtis kind of has a bit of a defensive stance. He's not drawing a weapon or anything, but he definitely looks rattled. Some of the crew seem to be taking it in stride. Brick and Aaron seem to have like no concern, like, oh, cool.
That's because they're woke dude bros, okay?
Yeah, you pick up on like Brick just kind of leaning over to Aaron, just kind of whispering, Brick did not know that she had tusks.
Oh, Brick.
my favorites.
Never change over it.
We moved on from Aaron? We can't do that, guys.
Oh,
Aaron's in
I
trouble if we
haven't
move
moved on
on
from
from
Aaron.
him.
I haven't moved on
We
from
must
Aaron.
always love him or else.
I just have a headcanon about him and Brick now, so you know it's fine.
Okay.
Love that.
I hope that is real canon soon.
I kind of look around and I realize that people are staring, and I look down at my hands. I go, fuck. Didn't mean to do that. Fuck. That happens sometimes. Shit. I'm looking at everyone else.
Odrin's looking around a bit confused as to why everybody's put off.
Siobhan scuttles over on her chair up to you. A little bit slowly at first, but she notices that you're not taking a particularly threatening stance. And she says, are those claws?
Yeah?
Can I see?
I reach out. Sure. And I just kind of put my hand out, not the one with the snake tattoo, the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's just kind of looking at it and just like looking at your eyes, looking at your tusks and the horns that seem to have sprouted from nowhere. She's like, huh. Is this a typical thing in your world?
Not typical. Happened one day. I usually control it well. Sometimes, if I'm like really focused on something, I just kind of forget, and then here it is.
So are you like a human that turns into this, or are you this that can make yourself look human?
Ooh. Don't know. Think if you ask a lot of people from here that I'm cursed, and I was never human. I lived most of my life thinking I was human.
Okay, well, let me know if you're gonna do something scary or something cool, you know?
I mean,
Um,
I'd prefer to do something cool.
And at that,
Cool, let me see too.
yeah, her
Hap is just gonna
nonchalance seems to
jump
excel the
out.
rest of the crew.
I'm just gonna jump out from behind Siobhan and take the hand that Siobhan was holding and be like, looking at it, you know, this seems like a big improvement. You should probably just stay like this. I mean, yours are bigger than mine. I don't know why you wouldn't have them out more often. What? I mean, do you get to come with a tail in this form? That would actually make things a lot better. I'm just gonna walk around.
I don't.
Well, I guess
Northward
not
has a
everything can
tail.
improve.
Northward has a tail, I think.
Northward, do you have a tail? Have I seen your tail?
I mean, tieflings in general, right?
Yeah, she has a tail, but she usually hides it.
Ah.
See, you all have some weird sensibilities. If you have all these things, I have no idea why you're not taking advantage of them.
Well, generally people haven't taken kindly to this in the past. You see my, like, tusks and, like, kind of glowing purple eyes. So your kindness is unsettling me, but I like it.
This isn't kind. This is just what it is. I mean, it's kind of a shame you don't have a tail, though. And also, I don't know. I like my teeth a little bit better, but I guess yours are gonna serve just fine. Can you use them for anything really hard? Are they great for nuts? Can you crack anything open with them?
I think I've tried. I haven't tried.
You had these all the time, and you haven't tried? What are you, just a kid still? Do you just age slower? You haven't learned how to use your teeth yet? Everyone's got to learn how to use their teeth.
Odrin is back behind, just holding in all the cracking up because they think this is just phenomenal.
How about you teach me at some point later?
Paul's nodding, like ready to go Drew, like he's had this conversation before.
You climb. I mean, I have a nice little gnawing spot at the top of the mast because people tend to frown at me when I do that. But if you can't get up there, we're just gonna have to find something for you to practice on.
That sounds like a great job for you.
So as you're kind of like having the lighthearted banter and you kind of realize like, oh, the crew isn't gonna like immediately attack. Cull and Northra, you're kind of over where Hrolf is. Hrolf is leaning over, just kind of like resting his elbow against the side of the ship, and he's looking off in the distance where the War Raider was thrown. Seems to be kind of like tracking him, making sure he like gets out of sight. You know, and he's been out of sight for a bit. You managed to go around another bend, but he's just kind of looking off in that direction.
Cull's just kind of lean next to him and just look in the distance where he's looking, and he's just gonna like kind of lean and be like, should we have killed him?
Now that's a good question.
Just from behind, yes, probably we should have.
I was, it's kind of funny. I mean, it's probably fortunate that you all got rid of that gully fella, their leader. You know, I was, when they took out the rest of the crew at Keckle, I was furious. I was, if he had survived, I would have sworn an oath of vengeance against him. I would not have rested until he died, so I suppose you spared me that. Sorry, one sec.
Odrin's gonna kind of lean over to Northra, or not Northra, Ada, and go, see, I told you it was pretty impressive.
Not
And
used
you
to
know,
getting.
those were still a little scared of you. I bet we can win them over. You're just a big old cinnamon roll, aren't you?
I think you're describing yourself.
I'm pretty sure everybody was more scared about the wolf than they were of you.
I think that's true.
Hapless.
All right, if I heard that, the wolf's a predator.
This is out of character. It's crazy, just think about it. Everybody's scared of a small little wolf, but not this.
Yeah, the little wolf puppy that's still very much a puppy, is just leaning his head into the breeze.
I'm giving
Tongue out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still a predator.
I love that dog.
Do squirrels only eat plants and such? Are you saying you personally never eat meat?
I didn't say
It's
anything
important
of
for
the
us to
sort.
know.
Well then,
I'm just
you're a
saying.
predator.
Plants could have feelings too, you don't know.
They're living.
Or nuts. You could be a predator to them.
This is true.
Very
I don't know,
disappointed calling me out on this.
You've been so fearsome lately. I kind of think that you're a predator yourself, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at Pom Pom. Full predator.
I'm just very disgruntled that you are questioning me on the laws of nature. No, that's a predator, and I'm a squirrel. This
And
not
I'm
the
a
same.
tree.
Yes, and we enjoy this fact. This is great.
You just
See?
tried.
See, trees have feelings. I'm not really sure about the grasses. And walnuts, and others, pine nuts, and pine cones, and chestnuts. See, that's not actually its own thing quite yet, so there's no feelings there. But if I had to say, it's really the trees that have a lot of the feelings. It takes a long time for them to mature. See,
It's true.
I'm wondering.
Are we in the middle of squirrel lore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're really
Well, the
just in
laws
the
of
middle of
nature.
nature lore
What
because
has feelings?
this one over
What
here,
if they
she's
come
just
back
looking
to
at
life?
Ada with a whole new perspective. It's like, you're just a baby.
Yeah, sorry, Notorious Navy, no free magic items.
Crap has determined that Ada
They
is
always
now a
come
baby.
right back before, like a minute before the time.
You have Nick. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So back to where Hrolf is talking with Cull and Northrat. You just mentioned he was willing to swear an oath of vengeance against Gully, the war leader.
Well, less work for you in the end, but who knows what else is left of them.
Well, it's probably gonna get worse before it gets better, you know? Might need to really get to the bottom of why they're after us, and although usually you can avoid too much bloodshed by confronting their leader directly. You know, most clan leaders have a sense for knowing when to settle things with a duel and when to let it break out into an all-out brouhaha.
Sir, can you say brouhaha again? In a whole.
Brouhaha.
Cole doesn't know
It's a
that word.
kerfuffle. It's an absolute shenanigans ding dong.
Cole doesn't know that word, but he's nodding like it's like a battle tactic or something. Like,
Oh my god, that was good. Thank you. Thank you for humoring that.
Of course.
I don't think any of us would be opposed to a duel, at least to lessen the amount of work in the end.
Well, at the very least, we can probably at least try to get some answers.
That too.
All right. So it is smooth sailing for a while. You're having your little side conversations, and you know, everybody's all up in each other's business for like the rest of the day. And it's getting close to evening, and Egil, the eclectic tiefling with the rosy pink hue, she goes up to Cull as the captain.
As one does.
And yeah, as one does. Because I forgot to go over her map with you and what benefits you get from that. So let me just share that in the Roll20 just so we can make sure everybody is aware. So with Eagle's, as Eagle approaches you, she's like, I just wanted to let you know, I know you mentioned we might be on our way to Faliger. I actually have a place where we might resupply a bit. I have some goods saved up for a rainy day, and I feel like it would help out this crew at least a little bit. It's not much, but you know, just a little bit in a pinch.
Okay.
So, couple benefits from her map. Number one, she has lots of safe harbors marked. She's made notes of numerous landing sites on most major land masses. So there are some times where this won't apply, but near most major settlements, you will have an advantage on any checks to find a safe landing site when you're within 5 miles of shore on Grimnir. So the other benefit is she does have 2 stash locations. One is like way off in the west somewhere. I haven't even put it on the map yet because I reserve the right to place it somewhere that is more or less convenient depending on what the plot needs. But the first one is right on your way to Falagur. It's the island marked with an X. So that's about 3 days' journey from where you are, and then from there it'll be 4 more days to Falagur.
Is there anything we can do to try to speed up the journey? Knowing that we think there might be something amiss at Falagur?
Good question. I
Am I-
will allow. So there's 2 things. One is there would be some daily, either navigation checks or water vehicles checks, depending on who's making the check. What was I going to say? Crap. Yeah, checks every day.
Are you able to put any extra effort rowing or like switch off more often, anything like that?
Right, that was the other thing. You could have people working through the night. But let's see, what's the minimum number of crew that the ship needs to function?
14, I believe.
Well, I guess if you're sailing, then then sailing you don't really need as many rowers at a time, but you still need people like operating the ship. So, you would need. So if you have everybody working like around the clock, you won't be making landfall like unless you're like resupplying or something. You could get there in basically 4 days instead of 7. But everybody on the ship, including the party, including the crew, would need to make a con save, or risk taking a level of exhaustion.
And I assume that would bring morale down.
Yes, there would be a risk of that as well. You could persuade them, try to encourage them, but that would be a risky move. So it's, there's pros and cons. If you're just doing like just navigation and water vehicles checks, that could cut off up to 2 days from your journey. But
So
yeah, not as
really,
much as the working around the
the
clock.
only advantage to trying to do it faster is we for sure get 3 days, basically. We'd
Right.
cut off
But
like
if we
3 days
roll well, we
versus
could
if
get
we do
2
really
back.
well, we would cut down by 2.
Just very risky. The crew.
I kind of vote just regular.
I agree.
Take it easy on
Should
people.
we stop at the place Egel marked?
Sure.
I think so.
Okay.
You know, it's about halfway-ish, so it's a good stopping point to let them stretch their legs.
Okay.
Is my Adobe just not going to cooperate right now? You can't do this to me, Adobe. You can't.
I mean, everything else has worked perfectly tonight, so I don't know what you're talking
Everything has
about.
worked perfectly. There's absolutely nothing wrong. There it goes.
Everything
See, it
is
heard the threat.
awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. I do need one let's see, this would be a navigation check. So I need one person who's proficient with navigator's tools to do
Navigator's tools.
Can I guide tap?
yes, you can give guidance, yes.
Add a d4.
Is there any way I can help?
Okay. I mean, you are helping by being right next to me.
Yeah, by being right next to her. And
I don't know if that counts as help,
since
but
you're
you...
proficient in water vehicles, you can certainly assist with the task. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's see that. I don't think water vehicle or navigator tools just rolls or anything, so let's just do math. Am I doing the help action, or is this just
so you're
doing a
rolling
lot of
with
math?
advantage with Cole helping you.
Okay. Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So with Cole, the 9 would turn into 10 with Cole. And then my proficiency, so 10, 11, 12, and then D4, 12, 16! Math! The power of teamwork.
There you go.
When you're part of a team.
I'm dying to 16. Pretty good at level 3.
I ain't mad at it.
That was solid. Taking 9 up to
Now
16.
imagine if I
That's good at
rolled
this level.
well, guys. Just imagine what it could have been.
There you go. Yeah, so it's kind of a small archipelago of islands that you find. No, I don't need to take you there just yet. Sorry. So you definitely find the spot that matches the description that Eagle gave you and the coordinates marked on the map. So you definitely found the right beach with the right landmarks. Though on this small island it seems to be littered with rocks, but like oddly shaped. It almost looks more like whitened statues, like limestone statues, that resemble all kinds of strange looking beasts. None of them appear to be moving. They're all just this like flat, dull, creamy white color. But as you approach, you just see the shapes of various creatures that seem to be etched out of stone, just scattered in chunks and pieces across the beach.
Eagle, do you happen to know what these are? Are they for anything?
These weren't here before.
They weren't here before. When were you last here?
It's been like at least a year, but this looks more recent than that.
Cute.
Is there any wolves among the statues of the beasts?
Make an investigation check.
Oh no.
Could I help?
Please. 17.
Okay. You don't see wolves. The ones that you see, there are several giant-sized humans with just various parts of their bodies smashed away. There's a couple that look humanoid-sized. Some of them have tusks or horns or other features that the more monstrous humanoids might have. There's a couple that look like horse-sized scorpions with the faces of men. So definitely.
Oh, Drew, does it look like someone crafted these? Or something was spontaneously turned into stone? You know
That's a wonderful
craftsmanship.
question. Does it look like somebody made these?
Let's see. That one can be either investigation or arcana. And I'll let either Ada or Odrin make that one.
Hang on.
Do you want me to do that one?
Actually, I think I'll use, if I can. I think where'd you go? We're gonna use that. We're gonna use my aware.
Nice.
So
Go
on this
for it.
one, I get a +5 to wisdom or intelligence, and I have advantage on them.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it's wild. For the next hour, you have that
It's
benefit.
a great thing.
Nice.
Yep.
That's
Go ahead
insane.
and make your
So-
investigation check with advantage
With
and the
advantage
+5.
and a +5.
Yep.
Ha!
Since
I got a
I was
13.
13.
And here I thought this was gonna be great.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, it's not 100% clear, like why these are here. These do look, you can't entirely tell whether they're carved or whether these are like petrified creatures. But what you are able to realize with the 13 is that this does look extremely recent, like within the past week.
And how can I tell that it looks that recent? What about it makes it look that way?
Just the way that they're like sitting on the ground, it looks like they were just like dropped and scattered.
Just dropped out in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
I don't know moss or anything growing on them yet.
Is there...
Have we had a long rest?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, you've
Oh,
definitely
yeah, I
had a
should
long
probably do
rest.
that too.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, clock your long rest things.
cool. Oh yeah, and that too. Okay. Fine. So, okay, so very, very recent. Anything else that might pop up as I notice it suddenly magically? Sorry, I'm like making a face at you.
No, that's fine. Everybody here, go ahead and make a history check.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, whoops, I did that with advantage. Sorry.
Oh, mine should be at
Just always take the
disadvantage.
first one. Yours is at
Rats.
disadvantage, okay?
Oh, why couldn't
Yeah.
mine have been at advantage? It would have not made sense at all, but still.
Oh, you know nothing.
I know nothing.
All right, Johnson.
Or I could have done everything.
You said history, right?
Or yes, history.
Yeah.
Find
I was
it.
just gonna look over at Cole. At least I know more than you.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Okay,
does
never
Ralph
mind.
happen to know what's going on here?
How's Ralph doing?
You know
The
what?
leader of the Thousand Raves. He likely
Does
knows.
our leader of 1,000 raids happen to be
He got
pretty
a
good at history?
16.
What about
16 is
Popo?
the DC.
Yeah.
You know, you know, they say, oh, if you see anything that looks like a petrified statue, it's dead till Ragnarok. They say that Jotun, when they perish, they become cairns. A cairn is a petrified statue. Supposedly, when Ragnarok happens, they all come back and, you know, do their thing.
Interesting. Rolf, does it say what happens if you happen to smash one of those cairns before Ragnarok?
Well, I suppose they would not be able to come back if they're completely, you know, dismembered or disintegrated.
Is,
To know.
do you think this is in the last week? How does that line up with when we saw the fire in the distance?
You haven't seen any indications here of there being any fire.
Okay.
So
We
I
don't
can
think that
say
may-
that much.
Are there any trees in the area? High points, things I can climb up to get a better vantage? But especially trees.
It's mostly rocks. Though,
Really tall rocks?
there are definitely some taller ones. And everybody go and just place yourself on the map wherever.
I'm hoping I can get a better lay of the land so I can... I'll put myself on this tall rock over here. I'm kind of looking for tracks of any kind. Signs of what could have brought them. Now that we're no longer in the city, I'm more in my element. I'm trying to get a feel.
I'm
Yeah,
running up against the rock with my wolf.
you definitely notice something as you climb up there.
Did I just get on the back of a really tall monster rock?
You didn't, but you hear just kind of a weird rasping sound and just a faint scuttle. And then you see an extremely large scorpion-esque looking creature on the
Face
other
of a
side
man.
of...
Doesn't happen to have a face on it, does it?
It does, and it's really flippin' gross, and I have to make you look at the art for it. I gotta.
Excited.
It's like dripping in drool, and it just looks absolutely disgusting.
Oh God, no.
Well,
Yeah.
out. Okay.
Now, I will say it does look extremely injured. So it does not look at its full capacity, but it is immediately hostile. Everybody roll initiative.
Cool.
Okay.
You were just so casual about saying place yourself on the map. You were just so casual about it. Like, yeah, just get down there.
So cash.
If I'm exhausted,
It's
do I have
what I do.
disadvantage on initiative?
I believe so. Odrun has
Okay.
advantage this time, though, with the aware feature being
I do?
active.
With advantage? Do
Mhm.
I really?
That's what the aware feature says.
I
Well,
mean,
know,
you are aware.
I'll
You
roll
didn't
again.
warn
That made me
me.
better.
Why didn't you warn me?
Come
You were
on,
so
I
That's
can
right,
work
I
on
cannot be
things.
surprised. Forgot about that.
You cannot be surprised.
Neither can I.
Where's the
Aye.
initiative? There it is.
Anxiety buddies.
Anxiety buddies!
Wow.
Ada's in her tusk form because she's on 2 levels of exhaustion, and it makes her a little bit faster when her speed is halved.
Good.
Oh, holy
Probably a good call.
shnikes, that thing got really good initiative.
So you're in your
Yep.
tusk form?
Yeah.
As you should be. Obviously. You gotta learn how to use that kit.
Okay. So, let's see. We have
Adorable.
the creature. Hi. Did you need something?
My head, as KJ says, oh, there's the creature. Hi, do you need something?
Is the scorpion talking?
That was where my head went.
That'd be even scarier.
Even scarier. A child. It could let in a child.
You could let in a child.
It was just
Oh,
really good
amazing.
timing with the way you said, and there's the creature. Oh, what do you need?
Yeah. What do you need, sweetie? And yeah, Notorious, if you won't be able to sleep tonight, I have not been able to sleep tonight since I saw this art.
Oh,
It is
sweet
just the
Lord
grossest.
Almighty.
It's like
That's a
so much of the
scary-ass
idea of a
scorpion.
spider and just
So much
not
worse.
up the creepy.
Okay. All right. So the creature gets to go first. Then we have Northra, Hap, Odrun, Cole, Ada. I should probably put Hrolfa on the map, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Just in case.
Yes.
Just in case. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Everybody's fine.
Like Notorious
Where
said, there
is
is no war in Bossing Say.
Yeah.
Bar.
Bossing Say.
Goodness.
Been that kind of week,
swear
guys.
I can do things. Okay, I'll worry about Hrolf in a second because I forgot to loop my music. So let me get some actual combat music going.
I knew as soon as you
I'm
switched that
going to
music.
roll-
Yep. There we go.
I'm gonna roll initiative for story because I might use her for something.
Okay. The creature is going to what? Yep, I'm getting breaking news and breaking updates that girls love beautiful stuff and boys love, was it gross stuff or bad stuff? Bad stuff. Got it. Understood. What do I like? Cool. For today, at least.
As a non-binary person, what do we like?
We're working on it.
I like it.
Okay.
I mean, nude categories of people anyway. The beautiful people, the bad people.
The awesome people that have tusks that we didn't know about.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite right.
The claws.
Yeah. It.
Yeah.
Okay. So it tried to shoot some webbing, long range at Hap. It rolled a 13 to hit.
Oh, I should. Let's see. I have 13. That is what I am.
Your AC is 13. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you are currently wrapped up in webbing material. You are restrained, and you are gonna have to destroy this stuff to break free. You also take 14 acid damage.
Oh. Okay. That hurt. That hurt a lot.
And also, it pulls you towards itself as a bonus action. So you are now adjacent to it, and as part of that bonus action, it can attack you with its stinger. That is an 8 to hit with the stinger.
Well, I'm surprised that you did so well until I'm right next to you. But yeah, 13 armor class.
Okay. Alright, so it wraps you up in a web, pulls you close, tries to hit you with the stinger, but just barely misses. Northward, you are
I just
up.
fell off that rock a little bit too fast.
Okay, first, I'm getting my wolf to kind of stick near me at the moment in a guard position. And then I'll shoot.
Roll.
If I can I see it?
Yes, you can see it.
I'm for sure.
That'll hit. Okay, 4 piercing damage. Alright, anything else for your turn?
That is it.
Okay. Hap, you are up. You are currently restrained, so any attacks you make will be at disadvantage, but you can still take actions.
Okay, and you said I need to destroy the webbing?
Yes. It's a pretty low AC, so it shouldn't take much, but you can attack it.
Alright. That's gonna be fun. So, let me double check something here. Yep, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and attack the webbing. Straight up Eldritch Blast. My hands just start getting glowy. Well, not glowy, but like, yeah. Let's go with that. 16.
Yep, 16 hits the webbing.
For 10 plus 3, so 13.
Alright, you are no longer restrained.
Awesome.
So
Don't know if that'll happen next turn.
Wait, hold up. I have a sound effect. Why am I just describing things instead of sound? You blasted off of you. There you go.
Great. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to activate my Vitality of the Ironwood so that I can give myself 9 temporary hit points here.
Perfect.
As I start just insulting this creature in squirrel. And one day I'm gonna learn how to make squirrel curse sounds, but I'm sure you know what that looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Closest thing I have to that is like a rat sound. So.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
All right. It does not
Not the
seem to
rats,
understand
though.
squirrel language, by the way, in case you were curious.
It's a vibe.
All right. Odrun, you are up.
Okay. Well, finally somebody I can hit right away. Alright. You're gonna see Odrun's kind of been looking around at these rocks and out of curiosity, just this creature, it doesn't look familiar to me, does it? Like a dream or a nightmare?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, did you not 20 that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She surely did.
For a moment, like you reach back as you're about to like enter combat. You feel your connection to your ancestors, your predecessors strengthen. And just for the briefest moment, like it kind of resonates in your head with a hint of familiarity. But the word that it connects to in your head is Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Okay, well, you're gonna see. For once, Odrun is gonna look like they want to kill this thing. Just for once. They're gonna look like this thing is gonna fucking die. And we're gonna use a bonus action to rage. And then Odrun is gonna march right up here. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right up there. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to use a battle axe on this bad boy.
Beautiful. Roll your attack.
23?
Hold up. Okay, it's randomly adding like a blessed die, like, but the 19 still hits.
Weird. Why is it? I'm sorry. 19.
You might have
I
it
took bless
selected
off.
from last
Yeah,
time.
you had us blessed before. My apologies.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing.
Darn. Well, still 19.
That's okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
19 still hits. Roll the damage.
All right.
11.
Trying to just go for the head and clean that thing right off.
Excellent. Yeah, that definitely knocked it. Now remind us about your barbarian ability that you recently got.
Yeah, my
'Cause I believe that
ancestral
applies here.
protectors. It does this time,
Yes.
finally. Okay, so I'll just pop it up in here. But basically, the first creature I hit with an attack becomes the target of the ancestral warriors around me. And then until the start of my next turn, that target has disadvantage on any roll that isn't against me. And then if it does happen to hit one of you, you have resistance to that damage. So you'll have the damage.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like I'm raging too. It's catching.
It really is. It's like contagious raging. Contagi ragey.
Nice.
I don't know.
All right.
Alright,
Anything else for your turn?
Nah, that's all I got. We got movement, we got action, we got bonus action.
Perfect. Cole.
Okay. Hap being injured that badly all of a sudden scared the shit out of him, so he's gonna take his movement to go right up to the freaky scorpion thing. And he's gonna attack with his scimitar. That's a 10. Can I use inspiration?
Misses. Yes, you can.
Okay.
If you have one saved up, yes.
Yes.
21
21.
hits. Yes. Roll
Okay.
that damage.
And 7, 8, 9. And then that's okay, 9 damage. And then just because he's so freaked out, I'm gonna action surge and try to attack again. Would you say that counts as a second attack with my 2-weapon fighting modifier, or no?
Not in this case. It's just a regular action. Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
It's a 25.
Oh, snap.
And that's 7 more. So 97.
Let me just give you like a little moment. just to bask in it a little bit. So what did this like? It's not quite dead yet, but what does it look like as you just swoop in to protect Hap?
Oh my god. I mean, I don't think you've ever seen him run faster. He like barrels in, and there's no regard for his own self, and his teeth are bared, and he's spitting, and his eyes are just like slits, his cat-like eyes, and he just like barrels down on this freak of nature, and then doesn't even hesitate, and he just goes straight for the throat, and then he reels back, and he just does it straight again, like no remorse whatsoever.
Beautiful. All right. Ada, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to cast a second level healing word on Hap. I think my healing word is always going to be me yelling at the person a little bit. Hap, you have to teach me how to use my teeth. Hold it together. You get 11 points from that. That's my bonus action. And then as my action, I'm going to Toll the Dead at the scorpion creature. So that's a DC 13 for a whole 5 points.
Okay, wisdom save. That is a 14 to save.
Okay, it saves. Then I'm going to shift myself back a little bit, and then Story is going to double move. So Story has 30 feet of movement, so I think she's going to end up like right here, just to set me up for something if I need it, and that is my turn.
Let's see. Is Rolf going to do anything? He's just going to assist probably Hap. He's worried about Hap. So Hap, you will get advantage on your next attack.
Ooh, wonderful.
So it is the creature's turn. Alright, it is going to try to bite at Odrune. So this will not be a disadvantage. Does a 13 to hit, which I believe misses.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Its slobbering maw just like reaches out at you, and you duck and dodge out of the way. And it doesn't currently have anybody in its web, so it can't do that other thing, so it doesn't do any bonus actions. We are up to Northra.
Shoot at it.
Shoot it. Do it.
Can't do much else.
I mean, pretty good.
That's a something. Roll
That's
the damage.
definitely something.
Alright, 6 damage. It is still standing, but barely. It's not going to take much more to knock this thing out. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Alright. Hap.
Well, I just gotta say, the contagious rage is very contagious. I mean, look at the two people next to me. We can't get into a battle fever with that going on here. Alright. So now that I'm back on my feet here, I'm just gonna try to blast it again. Come on, come on, come on. Is a 13 hit?
You have advantage from crawl.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. Does a 23 hit?
23 hits.
That is for 9 damage.
All right. What does this look like?
Oh, basically, I'm gonna be copying Cole's ferocity. Like I said, it is catching. So I'm just like, after Cole like basically knocked it down and set him up for me, I just come rushing in with my own battle cry and be like, I got this. And I just kind of put my hands out right on, almost touching the disgusting creature, but not quite because I don't want to get that on me. And just blast away.
Beautiful.
With its
It
wild look.
shrieks and just keels over and curls up, and its insectoid carcass kind of crackles and ripples, and it turns to flat white stone.
That's the scariest thing I saw. That's the scariest thing I've seen so far. What?
Cole's like heaving, and he's like, turns to Hap. You're okay.
Okay. I just have a wild look on my face, like, we did. Look at us! Ah, you are amazing! I'm just like so excited.
Odrun
I'm
sees
just gonna
this
walk.
thing turns to stone, and so you said a lot of the other statues are in states of disrepair. Are
Many but not all.
many but not all. Uh, can I go up to one of the ones that is not in disrepair and attempt to knock off its head?
Sure. No attack roll needed. You just slam into it, and yeah, it gets smashed into pieces.
Okay.
Nothing particularly magical seems to happen, but it's certainly very satisfying.
Now that I've seen that, I'm just gonna go around and start smashing statues. So you guys continue.
Wait, can you leave one? Leave one for last, please?
Are you okay if I leave the corpse that we already just killed?
Sure.
Because I am not taking any chances that any of these things are gonna come back to life again. Okay.
I just want to cast Identify on it before you fully smash it.
You go right. I'm just basically gonna smash anything so that it doesn't have a head. That's all I really care about. You can cast Identify on
Wonderful.
anything you would like.
Are there any bugs or insects around?
Sure.
I want to kill one just to see if the land is turning things into rocks. If the location's important. I'm just gonna.
No, you. Yeah, you squish a bug, and it just squishes normally.
Okay.
Didn't think I had bug squishing sounds, did you?
That's amazing.
Or eat the bug.
I was very impressed with how fast the rock one came up.
Oh yeah.
Hap had a sinking fear that maybe the land itself was cursed for anything that died in the location. And I needed to check to see if something died here, if it would turn to stone.
It's valid.
Yeah, the bug does not turn to stone. You just have bug nuts on your hand. Or your foot or whatever.
Well, I don't wear shoes. It impedes my climbing, so... Oh well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go back on my rock. More carefully this time. Way more carefully. Prepared to shoot anything as I go back on my rock. To look again for more trouble.
Yeah. Let's see.
Prepare to
Ada,
shoot.
you were casting Identify.
I'm doing it as a ritual, so it's taken a second.
Yeah. You you kind of scan this thing magically. Now if it's a magic object, it says this is what the object can do. If it's a creature, you learn what spells are affecting it. This does not seem to be a
created by a
spell.
spell. What created it?
There's no spell work on this creature.
Wolf
So
then.
there's no like flesh to stone spell that's affecting it or anything like that.
Cool.
So in some of Odrun's
Primal version of
memories,
bubble wrap. I love that.
if any of those can come up, or just anything that they happen to have studied or learned or anything like that. Have they heard that if you kill a Jotun, it turns to stone?
Yeah, I'll say with that nat 20 from earlier, part of what is kind of refreshed in your brain is, yeah, you have heard of cairns before.
So
That
if it
cairn are the remains of Jotun.
remains of Jotun. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. In that case, she'll kind of say that to other people. You know, hey, I know most of you probably think this is a bit of a bedtime story or something. But Jotun do turn to stone when they're killed. And so essentially what it looks like we're looking at here is a lot of possible aftermath of a battle, or something. And these stones that look like monsters really are monsters. So the reason I'm going around knocking off heads is because I am not taking any chances that if/when Ragnarok actually occurs, that these things come back to life and kill us.
Did a very good job of it killing each other first.
I hope it was them killing each other.
You think something else?
Ada?
See, that's what I gotta do. I gotta go back to
Could I?
my looking.
Could I turn into stone if I die?
Are you a Jotun?
I don't know.
I-
I'm a bedtime story.
Well, so
Oh,
am
I thought
for that matter, but
Hap's gonna look a little bit sheepish. She thought you were actually like maybe secretly part boar or something.
Beast porn.
I love it.
need it.
I love
It-
it.
Just a really
Yes.
well disguised
Honestly,
beastborn.
I
love
kind
it.
of got Yeti,
Yeah.
but you
With
know,
like a purple
Yeah.
hue.
Amazing.
Times beastborn are more bestial or more human born. It's things happen.
That's fair.
Things happen. You see
Well-
that little like creature over there? You don't always know what's in the world.
well,
Looking at that
What
dog wolf thing.
Ada, I feel like when people kill Tuss, I've never heard of them turning to stone. Because unfortunately, we do know that your
I
kind
wasn't
tend to
thinking
be
that.
hunted.
That's true.
I've never heard of them turning to stone, so I sincerely doubt that you're a Jotun.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Okay.
All that effort to go into this
Um,
form and they want to kill you? There's plenty of real, like, still
Existential
boar
spiral.
wars out there.
I absolutely agree, Hub.
War
I
dog
think it's ridiculous,
eggs.
and I think she looks amazing. So,
Egil peeks out from behind a rock where she's been hiding. She's like, my stash is a little over that way if you want to, but just, you can't miss it. I'm gonna go back to the ship.
it's
That
alright.
was really
You
scary.
go back to the ship. We'll find it.
Right,
So
back
what
to
we were here for.
my
Hey,
scan of the land.
Yo. There you go. If you want, I can protect you.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
If you want to come with us, I can protect you. I don't mind. I'm usually staying behind everybody else anyways.
Oh, okay. As long as you stick close to me. Thank you.
I'll get my wolf
Northward.
to stand on the other side of her, so the two of us are on each side of her.
Aww.
And
Super
Odrun
cute.
leaves
She seems.
no stone unbeheaded.
Yes. Let me get a couple more of those.
Anyway, sorry,
That's
I
what
interrupted
they
you.
do meetings, leaving no stone unturned, huh?
Yeah, like just alternately you have all these loud like cacophonous noises. Just one after the other. And she's like, "Thank you. I really appreciate. That was really scary. Thank you." Um,
So with
okay.
Cap back on her rock, does she see any tracks or any indications that anything has left the area?
Make a perception check.
Can I use survival?
Sure.
Cool, because I have advantage
That
on
would
that.
apply. Yep, go for it.
Yeah, so I am currently taking advantage of a trait I have as accustomed to the wild. So, not creatures of trees, I'm doing accustomed to the wild. So, basically, I'm not in the city anymore, back on my home turf that's covered in weird Jotun here. So I get, let's see, what was it? Oh, I doubled my proficiency.
Double your proficiency
but yeah, that was
bonus.
it.
Yeah,
I was like, I
so
know there was
it's-
something.
Yeah, just roll it and it's like a. Oh, never mind.
Okay, well,
Gravy.
just add a lot to that. Yes, I'm basically looking for anything that might have been a part of this that is like still out there.
Okay, so you basically go full Aragorn sense of like,
Nice.
this is exactly what happened. You like see an instant replay in your head. These creatures fell from a great height, landed, and as they landed, they died and turned to stone.
Except for that thing? That was the thing that survived?
Barely.
Maybe it landed on
It
top
was
of another.
significantly injured. Yeah, it was significantly injured when you saw it. But you do
Wow.
not see any evidence of anything leaving the area.
I just went up and then it just came down.
Yeah, there is nothing above you. You're on a little island in the middle of nowhere.
They just fell from the sky, Hap.
I mean, I've heard it. It's raining creatures?
It's hallelujah.
Oh, are you talking about that old tavern song, the "It's Rain and Men" thing? You know, I've heard that one. It's
Both are pretty terrible. I'm realizing now that maybe we should change the lyrics. I don't think I
It's
like the
raining
aftermath.
orcs, it's rain. I don't know.
It's raining.
I don't think I like the aftermath.
Raining north.
This is
Only
kind
the
of
nightmares had
Hallelujah, it's raining north.
I swear the commentary just makes this so much more entertaining for me personally.
It's raining Jotun? I don't know what I think about that. That sounds more like a nightmare rather than tavern bop.
You know, there's certain
Eagles-
songs you shouldn't think too hard about because when you do, you get to see this as a result. It's like,
loot.
Yep.
Loot.
Yeah, Eagle's stash is pretty easy to find, especially with her directing you.
oh yeah, it's right
in
over there.
addition to, yeah, right there.
It's right over there. Nothing landed on it, I don't think.
Your like historical memory even shows like Eagle like digging, going, "Oh, I need to hide my loot here," and like that's exactly what she must have said in that moment.
It's like the squirrel version of grim psychometry.
Yeah. So in addition to Potion of Heroism, Potion of Healing, and 60 gold, you also find a number of shelf-safe rations that will last your whole crew about a month.
Nice.
And then just like basic supplies like rope and the sailing things that you just soap. There's soap there.
Well, thank you for letting
I
us
look
have
around.
this, Eagle. That's quite nice of
Oh,
you.
it's no
Thank you.
no trouble at all. It was mostly for my old crew, but they don't seem interested.
Don't worry,
No
we're
problem.
very interested, buddy. And I'll pat her on the head.
Odrin's gonna walk by and kind of elbow Northra and go, very interested.
Are you? I will say, are you specifically trying to communicate to Eagle that you were flirting or anything like that, or are you trying to be subtle?
I don't know. I'm blushing IRL. Yeah,
Fair.
I got fucked up.
That's fine. Eagle blushes a little bit too, but says nothing. Just kind of pets the puppy, and she's like, "Oh, have you thought of a name for your pet wolf?"
Actually, I was hoping someone else could help me because I'm not good with naming.
Oh, well, what was the one you gave me in chat before?
Oh gosh, I was just
Random.
trying to look that up. That was a ways ago. Hang on, hold
Yeah,
on.
it was a ways ago. It's
We
random.
yap a lot.
We had
Did
a
I
lot
write
of
it
fun
down?
that
Apparently
day.
not.
This is why I went and looked at it before because I knew we were meant. It's
Random.
random.
Oh, Randon. There we go.
I-
Found it at the same
something like
time
that.
as you. What about Randon? Kind of a regal sounding name.
Well, I think that will work.
Perfect. He certainly looks very regal. He's gonna grow to be a big, noble, tall creature. I just know it.
Please be a very good card for me and my friends.
All right. Is there anything else you do here before, or I should say, are you resting here for the night? Are you continuing onwards?
Well, I wanted to ask. So, Hap, no weasel comments. I'm going to ask. I have the ability, if I take some time, to turn story into something that can fly, to see if we could see anything from like that tall height. But that might just be like climbing up the wrong tree entirely. I don't know if that's a waste of time.
I think it sounds like a
Before
good
we
idea.
get to that, I think Hap, you wanted to do something the next time you were on land. You feel the heart seed that was gifted to you. You feel like energy in it, and you just feel like you need to connect with the trees a little bit.
My trees! Why do you not give me trees? I would like some trees, please. I've been away for too long.
With your nat 20 survival, you do manage to find it's still mostly a sapling, but it's just barely tall enough that if you want to, you can climb up into it.
What kind of tree is it? I'm just gonna start tapping on it. It's like, are you a good tree here? Come on now.
I don't know different trees.
Pine?
Pines are good trees.
Yeah, like
they're a little sticky.
Sure, pine.
I mean, I'm
They're
gonna have to
resilient in cold weather. Sure.
I mean, the
Yeah,
pine
pine
sap
works.
might get a little everywhere, but it's useful for other stuff. I'm just gonna wander off to my singular tree. Is it a single tree?
Yeah, it's just one lonely little tree just in the middle of all this.
How tall is it?
About 15, 20 feet, somewhere in there.
Nobody judge me if I just jump off it. It's barely a tree. Totally. Look at this tree being like...
And I would say Cull is at least a little bit a ways, but keeping Hap in his eyes.
I was really hoping I could find some nuts or something. I wonder if any squirrels left to cache around.
I will do my find familiar ritual just in the background, seeing Hap start to wander off and assuming it will take a minute.
Just gonna spend some time in my tree to recuperate as I watch around here.
You just kind of like feel the heart seed, and you see you just feel a little bit of magic like flowing through you and connecting you to like the plants and the earth. And how did we say this was gonna manifest? It was like gonna...
So my little heart seed here, now that I'm on land and I have access to this sapling, nothing like where this heart seed had come from, but still, I'm basically a tree hugger right now. I'm just in my tree, I'm wrapping myself in the branches and I'm enjoying the time and I'm just holding my heart seed and just feeling that energy. Maybe I take a moment and I just kind of get some water from my, like, I guess, I don't know if it's a horn or a canteen at this point that they would travel with. And I just kind of wash it and just kind of wash myself a little bit, clean up, get the scorpion thing off of me. And I'm just kind of holding it. And over time, though it's very quickly for growing, but also seemingly very slow, a little leaf is going to grow out of it. A little leaf is going to grow out of my little heart seed. And it's going to just get bigger, just kind of unfurl a little bit.
It
and
looks
then
a
just
little
kind
bit
of break off.
cocoon-shaped at first.
Yeah, it's a little leaf going up here. And unfurl.
Let me put the art here.
So cute.
stat-wise, this is a sprite.
Mm-hmm. But it's a little leaf sprite.
So cute.
It just looks like a leaf.
The little leaves unfurl and start to go fluttering through the air.
We all have pets.
I mean, I have a leaf.
Yeah.
I have a little leaf.
Everyone has a pet. No,
Yeah.
you
And
That's so cute.
It's adorable.
Yeah. So I'm communing with my nature.
Yeah, you actually hear it speaking to you, partially in real life, but partially telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello.
I don't even know what that said, but I'm still so excited. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Oh. Are you from?
I am a Karn.
Oh.
What's your name?
I'm Hap. Did the mother tree send you to help me?
Yes, I think so.
Well, you can stay with me, a Karn. And I'm just gonna place a Karn, just like kind of against my little green headband that I have to rest there as a little leaf accessory. Well, Karn, you can hang out with me. I think we're gonna be some good friends. By the way, I'm trying to remember. I think, just as a little side note, a Karn means acorn. Just a little side note. I believe a Karn means acorn.
Yep.
This is acorn, but using different languages here. This is a Karn.
It's so cute.
So, it is very cute.
Technically speaks common, so it had to have a voice.
Yeah.
My offspring was
right.
like, keep talking weird. I want to hear you talk more weird.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your pack spoon?
Yeah, that is a gift from my patron, who I tell none of you about, except for Cole secretly on occasion. Yeah, I just like going along here. I got my thing, and then it's like, just accept it, 'cause I have no explanation.
There's just a leaf in the hair.
Yeah, it's just
No,
a
but
leaf on my headband. It's beautiful.
let's
It
recap
matches
the-
all my other trinkets in my tail.
Let's recap the pet situation though, because I do think I think Devil was who said it, who has a point that now that you have a Karn, Ada has Story the Weasel, Odrun has the canary named Sorsha. Northra has the wolf named Randon. Siobhan has a wicker cat / wheelchair type thing named Cotter.
And Cole has Hap.
Cole has Hap. And everybody else has
Anywhere near me! I can jump down on this tree!
That was Joanna. That was not Odrun.
That was out of character.
Why is it not the other way around? Why can't I have two pets? This could be very
think the
weird
call
mutual
was hot.
situation.
Scary dog privilege.
I do.
It's
It
true.
works really well.
Wow.
With his lack of intimidation.
Lack of
See,
intimidation is
I
just
just-
awfully
Mm.
scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
gonna build that
so
up.
going back to
Yeah.
Ada, you were having story change form. What form is story changing into for now?
Story is going to be a little like, I don't know if owls are actually this color, but still kind of like a tawny red, like small little owl, so that
Yeah.
Story has a fly speed.
Beautiful.
Odrune
But
carefully
Story is
takes
still a
Sorsha
weasel.
and hides her under a scarf. So the owl
Go
won't
ahead
eat
and
her.
roll a perception check for Story.
Oh no, I don't have the new stats yet, so I'm just
It's
gonna
fine,
do
just-
the weasel
yeah.
stats. As perceptive as Ada is.
Yeah, Story manages to make kind of a little circuit around the island. It's not that big. And yeah, there's no like vantage point, there's no mountains, there's no precipice. You but also like none of the cairns that you saw looked like flying creatures, so you're not sure how they got up to such a height that they fell like that.
Yeah, they suck at flying.
Ada,
I don't think they were.
this may
Yeah.
be an odd question, but I feel like you may have one of the more scientific minds amongst our group. If hypothetically there was a volcano eruption, how far would rock fly from that? Or things that maybe were inside the volcano?
Just thinking something similar, that they could be connected. Have I ever read anything like that?
Roll a nature check.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Can't be history?
Sure.
Thanks. I already have disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Disadvantage works that way.
You've heard of, like, you've read about the mechanics of how volcanoes work. So you've heard of, like, smoke and ash dissipating over miles of distance. You haven't heard of, like, debris and rubble, and the explosion type activity itself, expanding beyond the immediate area.
We're pretty far for it to like the actual rubble. And we think that the only time that these stones would turn back into like living, breathing, I'm assuming, Jotun is during Ragnarok. Are you saying we might be in Ragnarok? Or am I making logic jumps?
Well, I mean, the Volves say the end of the world is coming. Who knows? But I know that Jotun have been a bit of a specialty in terms of study. So, some say that the Jotun never left. Some say that they're coming back. Some say that they signal Ragnarok. I couldn't tell you which one for sure is true. I'm just trying to figure out how these things flew through the air and happened to land here.
Yeah. We might have to write that off as a mystery for now.
Perhaps.
Is there anything else you all do before your next long rest?
Go look for the wood. I want to be able to carve.
You are able to find, yeah, especially with like Hap finding the one
Just
main tree in the
one.
area. Yeah, you are able to get a reasonably thick branch off of that and get something that you could start carving.
I'm going to cut it into a few smaller pieces and store it in my bag so I can carve a few things as we go.
Perfect. Go ahead and add that to your inventory. All right, everybody, go ahead and clock your next long rest. You are rested. You are healed. Make whatever daily checks you gotta do. Now, Odrun, have you rolled a nat 1 on your daily checks yet?
Not yet. That one was a 2, though, so it was awfully
Oof.
close.
So, what does a typical night's rest look like for Odrun?
Oh, gosh, I've thought about that, and I've thought about that. I kind of get the feeling that Odrun does a bit something like the kind of like stereotypical elves do, where it's kind of like a trance meditation, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I've imagined it probably looks like. Because otherwise there's no opportunity for, the rest of her backstory.
Right. Yeah, so it's probably because you saw something that made you think of Jotun, think of Ragnarok. But yeah, you just have an especially rough night. And you can almost see the faces of your ancestors, with various expressions on their faces. Some of them look judgmental, some of them look worried, some of them just look very empathetic. Yeah. But yeah, you're able to kind of just process everything in your trance, and you're able to not take psychic damage in the morning.
Just barely.
Okay, so it is still a few more days to Falagur. I do need this can either be somebody doing a water vehicles check or somebody doing a navigator's tools check.
I can go ahead and make the water vehicles check.
Okay.
You got this. I support you with my navigator's tools.
I will
Can I support
guide
with my
you.
navigator's tools?
Okay. 2d20s. Oh.
Ooh, look at you.
Oh.
Okay.
So you're at, and then don't forget to add me. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not rolling on behalf of the ship. It's still you, so you can add a 1 to that.
It's 20.
And then you
would've
got
guided you as
guidance.
well.
Yeah,
Get
guidance.
that math up there. Get that math. Look at that.
24.
You gotta love math when it works for you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of just making your way, weaving in and out of some smaller islands, some larger islands, but you're able to kind of figure out, the best route to take in between all of them, and, not really any obstacles in your way. Everybody make a perception check.
Oh.
It's not bad for Odrun.
Yeah.
Same.
It is a well done.
Yeah, look at that.
Not that bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so just about everybody is able to kind of see this, though Cole is the first to notice. It seems like one of these islands does have a couple of, smaller homesteads on it. Looks like some of the land is cleared for, farmland. And you do see a smaller house with smoke coming out of the chimney. And you see this, just as you're, in the process of, looking for a place to rest. Because this is going to be, your last main, landfall kind of rest before getting to Falagur. So, it seems like people, safe landing places, maybe a place to sleep, some people to get news from.
Trees?
Yes, there are definitely trees on this island.
Great. I need to
Um,
collect more nuts if possible. We gotta do a lot of practice. Teeth.
Ada would love to not sleep on the boat.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna make an executive decision that everybody needs to sleep.
And if we have trees, I can finally test out
And-
Ada's climbing ability.
And Hap needs trees.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for your patience with all the interruptions. I appreciate it.
You're good.
Real life takes precedence over
you
fake
know-
life.
Well, and you know how they say you're gonna get, like, may you have children that are just like you? When I was 4, I would not go to bed. I would find every reason to keep getting up. And so, yeah, let's
And
just
here
say
you are.
the pattern is consistent.
Yep.
It continues.
I feel that.
Don't want kids like me because I always tried to stay up late playing my DS, and it caused me to become lazy.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, you get onto this island, which is reasonably well forested. There's pine trees, oak trees, other trees I don't know the names of. I don't know that many tree names.
No magical trees.
But it looks like this is one of those areas where it's like there's not really like a major clan outpost nearby. This is just a place where like some people may have clan affiliations, they may have settled. Yeah, I can give you 2. So the first thing you see is the small cabin where the trail of smoke was coming from, rising overhead. Outside of that cabin, there's numerous racks covered with animal hides, and you can kind of see an open shed off to the side, where there's like even more racks of furs, and a stall with a mule in it. There's also a handful of tree stumps in the clearing where the cabin is, and a small creek circles around behind the cabin.
That sounds really cute.
This place feels
It
nice.
definitely gives cute and quaint vibes.
I look like a human.
Oh, I need you to take your shoes off so we can determine what you're working with. And you go back to this useless form? It's not gonna help you climb a tree.
Humans don't
I
treat her
must
well if she doesn't
very-
look human. Hap.
Well, see, I've learned over the years, you just gotta know what to say to them, and suddenly they like you.
I don't know what to say to anyone ever.
You know, all I
Yeah,
have to do
that
is
might
do
be
my
the
tail
bigger
out of
problem here.
Yep. Correct. Carry on.
Yeah.
We'll work on that later. But remind me, we gotta see. I'm just like flexing my little toes that have like little squirrel claws for climbing on them. I don't wear shoes. It's like we gotta see what you're working with, Kit, or else you're never gonna be able to grow.
I have an
Anyway.
8 strength.
No. It's not about strength. See what you gotta do. Anyway, I'm just
Always
this
barely
is
towards the cabin.
happening as we're walking. Basically, I'm explaining the finer points of how to use your body for climbing.
I'm going to split up
Okay.
the group for a moment.
Okay.
I am going to go and find a local here and probably ask a few questions.
Okay. I think they're about to go to the cabin.
Yeah, to talk to the local.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and as you're passing, a woman actually comes out of it. She's just very simply and plainly, she has an apron on. She has her hair in very simple braids. And she's like, sorry, one sec.
So what you need is more dexterity. How's your dexterity?
Sorry, talk amongst yourselves for like 1 minute. Thank you.
It's a little better than ever.
Well,
I feel
You're
like
smart,
Cullen
at
had.
least. We can figure it out.
About
like
half
Cullen-
the time, it's
Yeah.
just bad because I feel bad.
Oh.
So there's that, like, complicator.
We'll find you a
And
short
you-
tree.
Ada is actively leaning on her staff today. Like,
Hey Cole, can you teach her how to swim instead? That might work out better.
I think
know
though
how
there-
I'm
I
not
think-
sure if today is the day for Ada to do athletic things.
I can just be a
Maybe.
thinking person.
She knows how to swim.
That's fine. I can be a thinking person.
I think the main reason Cole and Hap are such good friends is just because Cole is very good at climbing as well.
Yeah, which was surprising, but
Bonded
also
over.
rather fascinating.
At some point, I want to hear the story of Hap learning that you can climb a tree. This just sounds like a fascinating story to me.
Oh.
I can
Okay.
tell you, I thought
So
I
the
had the
woman in the
advantage and was
cottage-
surprised myself.
There's a woman in the cottage who
Woman in
came
the
out.
cottage.
She looks very quaint. And she's like, oh, are y'all just passing through?
Yes.
Well, it's been a while since we've had visitors, but we've been kind of looking for news from well, pretty much anywhere that's not here. Why don't y'all come inside? You might need a comfortable place to rest, and you can give us some news about anything that might be happening.
This is the bravest woman I've ever met.
We'd
Okay,
appreciate
I'm just
that.
gonna step forward and just be like, yeah, lovely to meet you.
Okay.
Our captain here. Thought
Cole would love to just let
a
Hap
nice
talk.
place to, a nice place to be. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Sarah. And yeah, I know you're not supposed to just invite strangers into places, but if you try anything my husband Leek will certainly have his, make short work of y'all.
Well, we wouldn't want that. And besides, my name's Hap, and now that we know each other's names, we're not strangers anymore.
As you get inside the cabin,
Just, like, looking up as I
you
say it.
you see two small children. One of them is a little boy who looks to be about 6. He seems to be like he has some cuttings of flowers that he's like putting in stacks, and he's like grouping them. And then the other one is another blonde little boy, except this one looks much younger. He's like barely toddling around. He just has a little shaggy head of straw-colored hair. Looks like maybe 2.
Finally somebody I'm taller than.
Wait, aren't you taller than Pom Pom? Do we know?
You're taller than Papa!
Are you taller
Where's
than
Pom
Pom?
Pom?
Yes,
Or are we
even
counting
with
the
ears. No, even
Okay,
with
that
ears, you're
might
still taller.
actually.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's not as impressive, but if we're counting the ears. Well, whole half a foot taller, I thought. But the ears might make that as effective. Anyway,
Anybody who wants to can make a perception check or an investigation check.
sure, that sounds
Or
like
trying to
fun.
start a conversation.
So I accidentally rolled twice, and I rolled a nat 1 both times.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
Somehow
Alright.
I'm shockingly perceptive today.
Oh, I'm really out of it.
No.
I think it's because you're
Okay,
out
and
of it.
Ada,
Odrin's
yours is
paying
at
more
disadvantage.
attention.
Yeah, so, yeah, most of you, just kind of get a general sense that, like, they're kind of isolated here. There's not a whole lot of people out here. You are able to kind of tell that, somebody in the family must be some kind of fur trader, just given all of the furs you saw outside. Odrun, you notice an unusual number of stone court effigies of various gods. just dolls depicting, Alden, Palter, Vani, Nat, like just several of them, more than you would expect to find in a home. Yeah.
Well, these are
Yeah,
beautiful, beautiful effigies in here.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to roll of them?
Yeah, my husband has had to make a few more of them. We've been a little bit concerned for safety from witches recently.
Witches?
Oh?
What?
Well, there's been some lights out in the woods. Nothing directly, against anybody, but us and the handful of other folks on the island are a bit worried. We've heard the stories about, especially what they do to children, and we just want to make sure we have every protection we can.
Has anything happened to children recently?
No, but the other night when I was working on tanning the furs, for the record.
Not tanning during the winter.
My tanning bed. No. I was getting the tanning done out in the shed, and I saw just a few balls of light, and they appeared and disappeared and almost made the shape of a figure, and it looked like, they were appearing and appearing further out. It was just something magical and weird, and there had been some weird behaviors from the animals in the area. It's just not typical.
Weird behaviors from the animals? How?
Oh, animals acting scared when there's no predators around, or things getting caught in traps when they're a bit more obvious, or some of the traps are breaking, they're tearing themselves out of them. Lower populations of forest cats where there used to be many in abundance. Just, I know, and it sounds ridiculous when I say it out loud, like, oh, there's fewer forest cats, but like everything all together, it gives me that gut feeling,
I really do know. We ran across something quite strange on another island, and you haven't heard, like, you haven't seen any. This may sound even funnier. There haven't been any random rocks, big rocks that just appeared out of nowhere here, have there?
Oh, no, not that I've seen.
I know it's a strange ask, but we
It definitely is.
isn't it? But we found some rock formations elsewhere. Odrin's kind of omitting the whole Jotun part because she doesn't want to scare these people that are obviously terrified already. Don't want to make them any more scared than they already are. But we found rock formations that weren't there previously. So it seems like the landscape is also changing. And it's not just here, I guess.
Well, we certainly won't say no to a bit more protection around here with things as weird as they are. I mean, Thor likes to, and she points to her older son, he likes to go around gathering all the flowers to add to his collection, and Thopi's just starting to get big enough to tag along with him, and I just want them to be able to play normally, But you're certainly welcome to stay here the night, and there's a couple other folks, within a few miles of here. I know what was the name I gave them? The Greens. They run the apple orchard down the road, and old Agnes has a cabin far at the end of the little trail there. But I'm sure they wouldn't be opposed to providing information as they could.
Well, thank you very
you
Has
know
anybody
who
seen the witch? Has anybody
I
seen
want
the
to find the
witches?
smartest person here, if you don't mind.
Sorry, say that again, Northra.
I want to find, like, probably the smartest person here. Someone that knows history, maybe?
Ada.
The smartest person.
I think we're talking
in your
about me.
group or on the island?
I don't know. We haven't
Yeah.
sussed out Pom Pom's abilities yet.
On the island. Let's see. As far as history is concerned, that'd probably be Old Agnes. Is that the name I gave? Yeah. Yeah, Old Agnes. She's just the one who's been around the longest.
Which way do I go to find them?
Oh, she's down far at the end of the trail. If you keep following this, it goes pretty much straight across the island. But you'll pass the orchard on your way there, I believe.
How long of a walk is it?
If I'm not back by morning, assume I'm dead. And I'll leave.
You'll leave. Just
We're not
okay.
going to
Are you
leave
taking
you,
anybody with
Northra. I
you?
already told you that. I think
Yeah, I
maybe...
know, as I'm already out the door this way.
Wait for some of us. I'm gonna go running after.
Are we all going?
Hap, did you want to see some trees? There's an orchard on the way.
I love trees, but we need to make sure everyone's accounted for here. Oh, hey, Cole, you gotta remind me. Maybe we can get Britt to like make some good food for these people as a thank you. Yeah.
I can fish.
As you're leaving the cabin, all like chasing after Northra, the older little boy kind of starts running after and goes, wait!
Yes?
I turn around.
While you're out, can you find a couple flowers for me? Mom won't let me go out to old Agnes's place to go look for them since she says it's not safe. But if you find any purple flowers with 5 petals, that's a bellflower. And if you find something that looks kind of whitish, then that's a calla lily. And if you find one that looks like this one I keep in a jar because it causes blisters, but it's called hogweed. If you find it, don't touch it. And if I'm especially looking for this one. This one's called Ragged Robin. It has these skinny little petals that look like tiny little fairies. And if you find any, please bring them back. And you have to cut them. He's like ready to just keep rambling on about like what he wants you to find.
On the head.
Flowers? I mean, yes, flowers are all good, but have you tried growing any more trees in the area? I'm sure I could find you a seed. Maybe some of the local squirrels have a cache that I forgot about.
Yeah, cut down a tree, grow 2 trees. That's the rule.
Yeah, you got it. See, you're a smart kid. I knew you were a smart kid when I saw you. If I find any of these flowers, I'll get them for you.
Yeah, I crouch down and I say, I will look especially for you. You stay with your mother, and we'll come back.
Get the pat on the head. Don't worry, I'll look too.
The door. You did wait for us. I knew you wanted us to come with you.
Hey, if you're willing to come, I won't say no, but...
What? No, you cannot eat toilet paper. That's just not an option. You really can't.
It's not very tasty. They don't have different
It's bad.
flavors.
It's not gonna taste good.
That's the most random thing to hear.
Yep. Not even like the weirdest thing I've heard all day. Let's see. Okay, so I didn't put you on the cabin map. Well, in case you want to see it, like, there's the cabin.
Trees.
Oh, there are
See,
trees
trees.
around it.
There
Look
are
at
trees. Okay.
that.
Look at all these trees.
You start making your way down the road. I need one person to make a survival check.
Can I do it?
Yep.
Sure.
Well, actually, I say that knowing I'm not like wisdom oriented, but I still get bonuses here. Does anyone help me doing this, by the way, or
I can.
I can.
okay? I'll roll
Either
again.
of us.
We're all in this together. All right, so that is 15 plus an additional 2, so 17.
Yeah, you do find pretty easily the winding dirt trail that weaves through the various hills of this foresty area. No toilet paper. Not toilet paper? What? Now you're just being silly. I think you need to sleep. You are up way past your bedtime. Okay. Yep, I saw it. In a couple minutes. I'll be done in 6 minutes, okay? Okay. So you do see the orchard that Sarah mentioned, that just has a number of what looks like apple trees, and just kind of walking out from a small rundown farmhouse, there's a young woman. She looks about like 18 to 20, somewhere in that range. She has what? Okay, have fun. She has very sleek blonde hair that she has in 2 little braids down the side of her face. She has very vibrant blue eyes, very clean, simple blue dress. And she seems to be carrying a basket that's like full of apples. And she's just kind of like walking between the trees, and she sees you all and she goes, "Oh, hello."
I'm just gonna keep walking with just a
I
wave.
was gonna say, I kind of nudge hop forward.
I'm just like,
Exactly.
I
I
am,
get it.
but I'm very confused. But anyway, I'm just gonna approach her and just be like, "Hello, we are visiting, and we are just kind of making our way around, saying hello. We had a chance to meet Sarah. I'm Hap. What's your name?" I keep
Oh,
looking
I'm
at Northwood.
Hilda.
Huh? Hilda?
I'm Hilda, yes. Yeah, I take care of the orchard since my parents have been sick, the poor things.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Is there something going around? That would be a shame.
Oh, it's just difficult when they're getting on in years.
Ah. Well, we're planning on staying in the area tonight, and we just wanted to make sure we had our proper greetings. But I've heard that there might be some trouble that maybe we can help while we're here. Has there been anything disturbing you or your orchard recently?
No, nothing that disturbed the orchard as far as I was able to see.
Mm-hmm. Someone mentioned glowing lights in the woods and such, and that's not an unusual thing, right?
Oh,
Kinda-
I don't go out much at night. That's usually the
Mm.
time where I'm getting my folks ready for their evening routine.
No, that's probably a good idea. Well, I heard there was a person called Agnes down the road. Is that true?
Oh yes, if you just go about 30 more minutes down that way, you'll see a bit more of a shack really, but it's in the middle of a bunch of large trees, very dark sort of clearing. You can't miss it.
Thank you. You have been very hospitable. And if you do ever get into any trouble over here, let us know. Like to be good neighbors while we're here, right?
Of
Captain
course.
Cole?
And these
I said like nudge
and my
Cole.
apples are always for sale if you're ever interested.
Yep.
Can I make an insight check to see if she was lying about the lights?
I was gonna ask, does she just seem authentic? I
Yeah,
will give you the help
I get bad
action.
vibes. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, do it with
Walking.
advantage.
I'm gone probably. Like I kept
You're
walking.
That's why
gone?
Half kept looking. Half is like,
15.
She's definitely lying. She knows there's something weird going on.
At this point, Odrun kind of, would go and corral Northward back. Just say, look, I know you're on a mission, but let's stay with the others. Things are weird. We got attacked by a Jotun. Those things aren't even supposed to be real. Let's hang together for a second. Can we agree to that for now? What?
Just so worried about my safety. You just joined me. There you go.
Because I'm not going to leave the others as well. It's just gonna take a minute.
So, are we walking away from her at the current moment?
Are you telling me anything about the inside or not? Or am I picking up on it? I'm trying to determine if I know you well enough to pick up on anything that you
I'm trying to
might
Have
be-
determine
roll
if
insight
I-
on Cole.
I want to roll inside out cold. Do I get? Is this an
I'm also
advantage or
gonna roll
not?
inside on
Yes.
Cole.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're bonded. You get this advantage.
Okay. Let's see. Insight on
17.
Cole. 17.
Yeah, you can see Cole got bad vibes.
Okay.
I'm
I'm just gonna
absolutely evil.
clock that. Is Northward still walking away?
Yep.
Stopped
As
at
far
the
as I know.
moment, but only because I'm talking to Odrun.
So I'm gonna turn back to Hilda, and I'm just gonna say, if we pass by again, one of the crew members is actually pretty good at healing. Maybe we can see if there's something we can do to help. Can we kind of call on you again?
Sure.
And is her house visible? Is it right next to the orchard or?
It's within view, like not
Okay.
right there.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll come again. And I'm glad those lights haven't been bothering you at all. But if anything does come up, you can count on us while we're here. I'm just gonna be my most charming smile, like my most disarming, we're totally your friend, you can open up to us smile. Yeah, we're here for you, Hilda. Hilda with the apples.
Of course. Thank you.
Does she like me? Can I roll an insight to see if she likes me?
Sure.
Does she
Sometimes you gotta. Does she like me? I don't know. Does she like me? Got a 10.
She seems nice.
Damn it.
Let's walk away.
Alright, well.
As soon as we get out of earshot and eyeshot, Cole's gonna, stiffen a little less and be like, she's lying. I don't like her.
I felt weird
Well,
that I didn't know if it was in my head.
No. She was lying. She
Um.
knows something.
Well, we are strangers, but maybe we can check out more later.
She's too nice.
So, we're gonna kind of end on this. Northward, what do you do as you reach the cabin at the end of the road?
Well, she was waiting
I'm
because
done.
I pulled her up a little.
With the rest of the party following you, immediately behind you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I am looking to knock on the door and talk to this person.
Yeah, you knock on the door, which as you look around, you notice that across the top of the doorway, there are 2 crossed broomsticks. You notice that several of the trees in the area have been cleared. You do see a what looks to be a glimpse of a black cat darting around the corner. And as somebody comes to answer the door, you see a woman mostly wearing black, but old, straggly kind of gray hair, very large kind of hooked nose, and you see a cauldron bubbling in the background. And that's where we're gonna end the session tonight, everyone.
That's just stereotyping.
Okay.
That is, you know what? I resent this.
What's the point?
Thank you all for joining. This has been Ink of Fate. I have been your dungeon master. And yeah, we will see what happens next time at the cabin of old Agnes at the end of the road.
Who is definitely not a witch.
Why would you ever assume that?
Certified
I don't
not
know.
single.
That's the Grimalkin that she has.
All right.
I can run it home. This is great.
Well, it's a great thing that absolutely nothing went wrong with the tech tonight, because that was a great session.
Oh yeah.
Everybody have a wonderful rest of your week. We will be back next week at our normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll do this every Thursday night. If you want to, let's see, I can do chat commands. It's just slower on my phone. You can follow follow me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. The VODs will be moved over to YouTube within the next few days. And yeah, have an awesome rest of your week, everybody.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.